Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Cast Conversations. As always, I'm joined by the extravagant Phil.
Oh, yeah. Glad to be here. As always.
Today, we're going to be talking about Toy Story 4, thoughts on Frozen 2, a little bit about the Frozen ride, and a little bit more about Epcot and which pavilions are our favorites. So, Phil, you want to talk about Toy Story 4? What did you think?
So, instant reaction, thought it was okay. I know a lot of people are either like loving it or hating it, but I'm kind of in between. Going through the movie, I was a little skeptical because I hadn't heard great things from friends, including Jeremy.
That's true.
But then I had also seen people say they were crying and they thought it was really good. But yeah, so I mean, overall for me, I'd say okay.
Give it a star out of 5.
It's hard. I guess it's hard because I want to compare it to the other Toy Story movies.
Actually, do 1 to 10. 5, I think 5 is a little too
Okay, 1 to 10, I'd say a 6.
Okay.
6.
Yeah, I just thought the movie was unnecessary. Like going into it, I didn't think that because I had nothing to. I thought it was gonna be awesome, but just the way Toy Story 3 ended, it was just so perfect. Like, okay, if you haven't seen it by now, we're about to spoil it for you. So if you haven't seen 3, you just don't listen. So when they're going into the incinerator, and then they're all bracing each other for it, it's like the true like testament of their friendship. They're all just like accepting their fate, and they hold on to each other, and then they get saved by the aliens.
Yeah,
so it's like
that was true.
That was
saddening.
Perfect.
I was tearing up at that point.
Right.
But and this one, I don't know. It didn't get the emotion out of me.
I had no like emotional reaction to the ending, honestly.
I did feel like they tried a little too hard.
I thought the To Infinity and Beyond was just cliche. Also, this of course, I'll put something in the beginning, but spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Toy Story 4 already, we're going to be talking about heavy spoilers.
Yep.
So, it's a little late, but I just thought the To Infinity and Beyond was just so cliche. I don't know.
At the end,
Yeah, I don't know what you thought, but
I don't know. I mean, how are you not going to say it?
I guess.
But if you don't have it, then you're like, what are they doing?
Right.
But I don't know. I thought I was very much so looking forward to it, and my expectations were pretty high, and I was just let down quite a bit.
I agree. I thought Forky was hilarious though.
Forky was pretty funny.
And I'm not a big fan of like, I would call them money maker characters. Like I would consider Olaf a money maker character, but I still kind of like him. But I thought Forky was really funny.
He was funny.
The whole like I'm trash like montage was so good.
Toy trash?
No, toy. Yeah. And I'm excited to see how they incorporate him into the parks because I know they have.
There was a statue of him already in Toy Story Land.
Yeah, I love that.
That people could take pictures with.
And I'm sure they're gonna make a lot of good merchandise out of him. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, I already saw in like a Walmart they already had just a plastic Spork action figure type thing.
Well, Spork sales are going to start going up, so invest in in Spork companies. But more with Toy Story 4. Did you have a favorite character? Did you have a favorite like new character? How did you feel about the antiques?
The antiques were creepy.
I thought they were dumb. Like,
well, they were supposed to be dumb. The dummies.
Well, no, I mean like I just didn't like their characters. I thought Gabby was just
like you hated her throughout the whole movie, but then you're supposed to like feel sorry for her later. I'm like, I don't want to feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
She took Woody's voice box. Major spoiler right there.
True.
But yeah, I still didn't like her, but everybody's like feeling sad for her.
I also thought it was kind of weird how Woody was trying so hard to be like, I'm the savior of
Forky.
Well, like of everything.
Oh, of everything.
Yeah, he was like I feel like he was trying too hard to be like the sheriff. which was
Yeah,
like,
I'm. I don't know. I get so to pick a favorite character, that a new one. I'd probably say Duke Kaboom was pretty funny.
yeah,
I
wasn't that
enjoyed Duke
Keanu
Kaboom.
Reeves?
Yeah, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it was a good movie, but like when I say I dislike it, I'm talking about in the sequence of the Toy Story universe. Like
Yeah, if you compare it to the others, it's just way below.
my new favorite character was probably Forky. I thought he was really funny. I thought it was a little slow at the beginning how they made him, but then it was pretty funny and he progressed pretty well. And then his girlfriend at the end, or whoever that will be, it can't be the end of Toy Story. Like the way they ended it and introduced a new character, I have a hard time believing they're done.
See, I mean, my family brought up a good point. We kind of felt like when everybody said it was so sad or tearjerker, we kind of thought it was going to take a turn and come back to, like, they were going to end up with like Andy's kids or something like that. And my dad was expecting that a little bit.
I was disappointed that Andy wasn't in it.
He wasn't in it at all.
Disappointing.
Little fun fact. I don't know if you know this, but you know how Mr. Potato Head didn't really talk much in the
Oh
movie?
yeah, I heard
Did
about
you
this.
see that?
Yeah.
So the guy who voices him, I don't remember his name. If you want to
Yeah, I'll
look
look
it up
it
real quick. The guy who voices him passed away before they could record the voices for the movie, and so they basically just took clips of all of his previous.
Don Rickles.
Don Rickles. Okay. So yeah, he passed, and they took previous recordings of all the movies and things he had done to be able to piece together some of his parts in Toy Story 4.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, he wasn't in it all that much, but that's part of the reason why, because you can't have a full character out of that. But
Right.
yeah, it's cool that they did that instead of just replacing him.
So, going back to Toy Story Land, Bo Peep, how she's in the parks now,
Yeah.
everyone's going crazy whether she's creepy or not creepy. What's your opinion on that?
I think it's creepy because I feel like she should almost be a face character, but she's got a weird shiny doll head. And I feel like she wouldn't be as creepy if she had her dress on, like her gown that she normally has instead of the Toy Story 4 outfit.
Yeah.
But
So I was thinking about it a little bit, and I think it's part of like, so if you've ever heard of the Uncanny Valley, so it's this feeling that people get when they look at like androids, like humanoid figures, or things that resemble human, but it's just a little bit off. And so I think that when people look at Bo Peep, it's kind of that Uncanny Valley where it looks so close to human, but it's not. And so that's why they get a little creeped out by it. Because personally, I don't think she's creepy.
well, I feel like for kids, they're gonna be a little creeped out by it.
I think. I was thinking the opposite. I think.
You think?
I was thinking that kids might be more comfortable with her because they look more like a mother figure, whereas Woody's giant head is
Well,
a
see,
little
but like Woody and Buzz look more like toys, and they don't look like actual humans.
But Bo Peep isn't a toy though. She's a part of that
that lamp.
that lamp set. So she's supposed to be
See,
like this
I didn't
porcelain.
I didn't even know she wasn't a toy
I didn't
until
either.
this episode.
Yeah,
until this movie.
I didn't either. So you get a little bit more story about the characters, which is kind of cool. But yeah, she's technically, I suppose, not a toy.
Yeah, it is kind of weird, but it is really cool that you get the backstory of Bo Peep in that sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just a little, I guess, thrown off by the movie. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, go see it for yourself, of course.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Of course, I'm not trashing the movie. I'm just saying, like, in comparison to the other Toy Stories, I do think that 3 was better. I think 3 was probably the best.
I'm a fan of the original.
The original was really good.
It's
I don't know. I just
it's a
like them
classic.
all.
But 3 wasn't a bad one to add on the end there. It went with the story well, and they didn't mess with it too much because you still had Andy in it a decent amount
Right.
for the most part. But
And then you got Bonnie as well.
a lot of people are not liking Bonnie.
Really?
I saw a tweet that I think you might have sent it to me actually, maybe, where they were like, "Who does this girl think she is?" Just putting her name all over Andy's toys. I thought it was really funny.
So something I noticed when I was watching the movie was, so they incorporated, what's the song called? When She Loved Me. I don't know if you noticed that. They incorporated When She Loved Me into the moment when Woody was in the closet watching all the other toys get played with. And I heard it really quietly, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute!" I heard it. I was like, "Oh, there it is, right there." And that was a really cool moment. That was really well done by the music team for.
Interesting.
Toy
I did
Story
not
4.
actually hear.
And I haven't
that.
heard anyone talk about it online either. So maybe this will be the first time it's brought up. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. So let us know what you think. Of course, as always, DM us on any of our social media. Let us know.
Please, we want to talk to you guys.
Yep.
So shifting gears, moving forward, with Frozen 2, of course, the trailer's been out for a while now. Phil actually just rewatched it just to get a little more
Refresher.
yeah,
I mean, because
refresher on
it's really hard to get anything from the trailer. You don't get too much information.
Yeah, they did good keeping it quiet. What do you think? What do you think's gonna happen?
So, I don't. The big thing is, the big thing that they hit on in the trailer is when the troll says to Elsa, "The past is not what it seems."
Yeah, that confused me.
I don't know what he's talking about. Do you think their parents could make a re-entry?
That's what I was thinking. Like, maybe they're not really dead. Maybe they're gonna ignite the fan fiction about what is it, Tarzan? Have you heard that?
About his parents?
Yeah. Let me look it up. Keep talking about
So-
the elements.
So yeah, I mean, it starts off with her going into the water off the beach.
Yeah, that's strange.
And honestly, I really want to know why she was going into the water.
And then there was like the deer or something, or
It was like a horse.
yeah, whatever it was, the horse in the water.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it was just all weird to me and strange. But I think it will be cool that it seems that Anna and Elsa will be together in the movie, hopefully, rather than in the first Frozen, they were separate most of the movie. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. And I know you said something about there's supposed to be a catchy song.
Yeah,
I mean,
apparently,
you got to have a catchy song after you have Let It Go in the first one.
I don't know where I heard it, but someone said that worked on the set. They were saying that Frozen 2 has a song just as catchy, if not catchier, than Let It Go. So there will be a song that you're going to be leaving the theater singing. So that's exciting, but also maybe not exciting for the amount of times you'll hear it. But I'm sure
It'll be
still
played
good.
all over Disney parks.
Right. Yep. You won't not be able to hear it.
They're going to extend the time to that Frozen sing-along.
Yep.
Got to add it in the second movie, too.
Yep. I'm just interested to see how the elements play, like make an effect in the movie, because there was that one part where.
What do you mean by the elements?
So maybe I don't know if it's already confirmed or not confirmed. I'm just gonna look it up. Elements.
So more than just ice.
Correct. So
she'll be able to shoot like fire out of her hands. Is that what you're telling me?
no. So here's what I'm thinking. Okay, I'm just gonna look online. So there was a scene in the trailer where all the there's a bunch of like the frozen fractals in the air, and each of them has a little different element on it, like an element symbol. I think that's what it was. And so it just like leads you to believe that there's going to be other people like her that are somewhere in the world that maybe they have to find. So
in other sense,
air, fire, water.
Oh, so other people are shooting fire out of their hands.
Yeah, so there could be maybe there's an
Oh,
like an enemy that shoots fire, because like I feel like fire is always associated with evil.
Now, realistically, do you think someone who can shoot fire out of their hands would beat someone who can shoot ice out of their hands?
I feel like realistically, yes, because it's like fire can melt ice. But in a world where it's Elsa, the hero,
The queen.
yeah, you
The
can't
ice
beat
queen.
Elsa. I mean, you can't beat Elsa. I was gonna say, I mean, actually,
That'd
she
be a
does
major
get beat.
twist in the movie if
That would
if
be a
she
major-
lost.
I will say though, like I kind of want like an anti-ending. I've always wanted there to be just like a not happy ending. I kind of like
No
that
happily
idea.
ever after. None.
What?
No happily ever after.
Exactly. No happily ever after. Wishes.
Jeremy's anti.
Wouldn't that be kind of like interesting though that like maybe Elsa doesn't win? Like I don't know. I like the idea of that in a movie where
And then Anna becomes queen.
yeah. Then Anna takes over. Then it's the Anna show. And then the next movie wouldn't be called Frozen. It'd be called Chocolate.
What? Why would it be called chocolate?
Anna loves chocolate.
Oh.
She's a big chocolate fan. All right. Well, moving right along. We're going to take a quick break, hear from our sponsor, Anchor, and then we'll get right back into it. We're going to talk a little bit about the Frozen ride and some pavilions over at Epcot. So enjoy the commercial break, and we'll be right back. On behalf of Phil and I, thank you to our first sponsor, Anchor. Anchor is by far the easiest way to make and distribute a podcast. Everything you could possibly need is right on your phone or on your computer.
They have a lot of creation tools on a simple interface to make your podcast sound and run amazing. Anchor has made it really easy for us to reach listeners on all different podcast streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more.
Anchor will help you easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to make your podcast today.
Back, everybody. Moving right along with our episode into the Frozen ride. Jeremy?
All right. No, you tell me, Phil. What do you
Okay.
think? I want to hear your opinion.
I would say that I don't remember what the wait time I gave it was on our wait times episode.
I'll let you know.
All right, but
Keep talking. I'll look it up.
it's definitely not worth the normal wait time of what it usually is.
No, and I waited for like an hour in it. Maybe
Did you
even
really?
more.
Well, something unfortunate. I mean, it was kind of fun, but for one of the Disney classes I took while I was there in DCP, one of our homework assignments was our group had to ride that ride to do a homework assignment on it. I'll talk more about that in a future episode, but
You gave it 30, and I gave it 10.
I gave it 30. Wow.
You gave it 30.
But yeah, we had to wait like an hour, but we had to because we had to ride it. It's not very long. Not enough to look at, I would say. There's like 3 rooms or something like that.
If that, maybe 4.
And then it's just over.
The animatronics are pretty cool.
Yes,
but other than that,
I mean, yeah, the way they make the faces like a screen now. Which makes it look
I feel like
more
a lot of the
realistic.
rides are going towards that.
Yeah, it's easier to make it look more realistic, I think.
Add facial expressions and all of that.
Except for when I saw Anna's face out.
Uh-oh.
We had already talked about it, I think, before.
Yeah, I
but,
think we talked about it on the ride episode, which aired on the day of this recording. So go check that out.
so it was kind of weird because the body's moving, she's singing, but there's just no face.
Then Kristoff's reacting to her.
Yeah, yeah. So it's weird, but I don't know. I feel like it probably doesn't happen too often. I would hope not.
So what was that ride called before Frozen?
I don't know what it was called,
much
but I
hate
know
for this.
it was just a Norway
Yeah.
themed ride
To
fit the
I think
Norway
it's
Pavilion.
Not the Matterhorn, was it?
No, that's the ride in Disneyland.
I'm looking it up.
But
The Maelstrom.
oh,
I'm probably
okay. Yeah.
pronouncing that wrong. But
Did you like it better as just that, or do you like?
I never wrote it as
oh,
that.
you didn't.
I
I mean, it was themed really well.
think Casey, you guys probably remember him from that episode. I think he liked that one better as Maelstrom, but
I mean, there was never really a wait for it. It was like the Mexico ride, the Three
yeah, Three
Caballeros,
Caballeros, yeah.
where how that one never really has a wait. But
Do it if you've never done it before, but then other than that, I don't think you ever need to do it again.
yeah,
Because it's got a cool little twist in it. Literally.
That's funny. But I don't know. Overall, I'd say it's an. Would you say it's in the top 50 of rides at Epcot?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, out of all the rides at Epcot, would you say it's in the top 50%?
Oh, I thought you meant top 50 rides. I was like, boy, there are not 50 rides at Epcot.
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know where I'd rank it.
I wouldn't either.
I'd say, to be honest, it's on the level of like It's a Small World for me.
Yeah.
It's like not good.
But I'd say it's lower than It's a Small World because It's a Small World. It's classic.
I was gonna say it's higher than It's a Small World because It's a Small World is just so boring.
What?
Like,
no. I mean, you sure it's boring, but
it's so boring, and it's like a 30-minute ride.
it is not.
Right, you're right. 40 minutes.
Hey, you ride longer than you wait. But no, it's a classic.
All right.
Can't make fun of It's a Small World.
Okay, so the Norway restaurant.
Yeah, back to
I actually
Norway.
haven't heard about this. Phil's gonna tell me about it.
So, I mean, the information I have really is from my sister because she went to
Shout out to Caitlin.
she went to it one time, and I mean it's good in the sense. So it's character dining. You get to meet princesses and. Things like
I
that.
know what this is. I don't know why I blinked on there. I worked there before.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I took pictures of Belle there.
In Epcot? I thought you only worked in studios.
No, I picked up at Epcot and at Magic Kingdom.
You never told me about this. You'll have to tell me about this. In
Yeah,
the
we can
episode.
talk about that in a different episode.
What in the world?
I worked with Ariel, in the Big Top Circus. I worked with all the princesses in the Princess Fairy Tale Hall. And I shot for Belle and Anna and Elsa.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that in an episode.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, it's cool that the younger kids get to take pictures with all the princesses, but my sister was telling me that the food there was not very good, or like it's good, but not for younger kids. So, in a sense, I feel like you need to cater to the younger kids if you're going to have it be a character dining. If there are no characters, then sure, don't. You can have it more adult type style foods, more exotic stuff.
Right.
But I feel like you need to have those regular kids meals and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
I don't know. So what? I mean, you worked at the Norway restaurant?
Yeah, it's kind of funny actually. They clowned on me when I got there. So it was my first day in Epcot, and I had no idea what I was doing. Everyone in Epcot was so nice, like helping me get to everywhere. So I worked with Anna and Elsa, so much fun. And then I got sent over to Daisy. I worked with Daisy, kind of near the start of World Showcase. Then they moved me over to Belle at dining. So I had an awesome day at Epcot, and I went to go find Belle because I need to go shoot for her, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I walked over to this one curtain where you go to shoot for her, and I asked the people, I was like, "Oh, is she behind this curtain?" And then they like looked at me with confusion, and then they walked over and laughed at me and showed me behind the curtain. It was just a brick wall. And so they were all laughing at me, and then they went and told their other coworkers. They're like, "The PhotoPass guy just asked where Belle was if she was behind that wall," and they're all laughing at me. And then another guy from another Norwegian guy came up to me, and he was like, "Did you find Belle back there?" And I was like, "All right, easy there." And so they're all making fun of me, but it was so much fun working with her. She was so sweet, and it was a cool location because all the princesses are just walking around. It was really cool to see, and it made my day a lot more fun too.
Yeah, but I mean, I bet that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was,
being
it was
able to
awesome.
work character dining one time. How many times did you do character dining?
Character dining at Epcot, I only did once, but then I did Hollywood and Vine maybe 4 times, and it's so much fun because you get like an hour break, which is nice outside of the normal breaks for shooting in the streets because you combine your breaks into one.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, the way shifts that Disney usually work, you get two 15-minute breaks and then a 30-minute lunch.
Depending on how long you've been working that day.
Yes. Yeah, if you work a little longer, you get more of a break.
Right.
But yeah, like you said, at different locations, like at miniature golf, all the cast members kind of just agreed to. We all combined our breaks to just so that way we each had like 1 hour lunch or whatever.
Okay.
So I enjoyed it that way, but
So about Norway again.
Mhm.
So you were kind of obsessed with their clothes, and when well, not the clothes, but just specifically that coat.
yeah, I really like the Helly Hansen jackets, but I really enjoy skiing and stuff like just outer door skiing type stuff, I guess.
And I couldn't
But-
find your coat when I was there.
Well, I mean, when you were there, they didn't have that great of a selection. When we were just there again, we went back to look to see if they had any more of a selection, but I don't. They had a bunch of rain gear and like they didn't have any heavy coats
It's
out.
probably just time of the year.
Yep. Yeah. So
You probably have to get it in like December.
yeah, I wish, or that's something I kind of wish I would have got while I was there.
Well, I mean, actually, they did have it, but they didn't have the right colors that you wanted.
Right. They had just a bright orange one, but
They were cool though.
yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be really warm, and that's why I wanted one too, especially with your discount you had. Got
Oh my
at the
gosh,
time.
40%. All right, so now getting away from Norway, we're both going to talk about our favorite pavilion, and we'll rate it on looks, food, and experience. It'll be a little game show now.
You can go ahead and start off, Jeremy.
All right, so I think my favorite pavilion is probably the Mexican pavilion.
Okay.
Not only because of the aesthetic of like how cool it looks, and it has that really tall. Do you know what that's called?
It's like the Aztec pyramid.
Yeah,
or
the Aztec. As soon as you walk in, like seriously, as soon as you cross like the line that would be like the unofficial line, you get smacked in the face with Mexican food. Like
something. And the smell of it. Oh,
it smells
The smell is so good.
so good. And I ate there. Oh my gosh, it's just brilliant. It's so good. The smells are fantastic. The food is fantastic. The experience is fantastic, and the drinks are
Fantastic.
fantastic.
Did you have any adult beverages there?
I did have adult beverages. I was lucky enough to turn 21 the second day of my program, so I got to indulge myself in all things Epcot. And so I had the margaritas, which are fantastic, right? Yeah, I really like I think it was called the Fiesta. It was all three, so mango, strawberry,
Original.
yeah, mango or strawberry and one other, and lime.
Okay.
So you got all three to just try out. My two roommates, Michael and two of my roommates, Michael and Casey, both like the strawberry one. I asked the people working there, strawberry is their most popular. That one sells the most, right next to the Fiesta. So
Okay.
if you're there, definitely try the Fiesta, just because you get all three in one for the same price. So I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't try that. But then the food, I would definitely.
What's that restaurant called? It's
Not the one inside. I'm talking about the
but
one
outside on the water.
Yeah, the one on the water. I don't know what it's called, but it's like right on the water.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you like meat or what. The black beans and rice are just so good. I was
Okay,
talking about
we
that.
actually we had my sister got the tacos and it came with the black beans and rice.
Wasn't it good?
I'm usually not a fan of beans, but I tried it and they were so good.
Me and my mom
So good.
got one and shared it just as like a little snack, and it was enough for two of us. Like they give you because we got like that was our meal.
Mm-hmm.
They give you a good amount, and you're right there on the water. Sometimes they have like the music playing. I think sometimes they even do live music, and it was just awesome. Like it was a great experience.
And you don't have to travel too far to get there.
No, yeah, you don't need a passport or anything. So, all right, Phil, what's your favorite?
So before I get into my favorite, something really cool that I was kind of talking to my dad about when we were there last. You don't really notice the change in music when you're going from country
you really
to country.
don't.
It's all of a sudden you're just like, oh, it's the Mexico music now. Like, it's really cool. But So you want to take a guess at what my favorite one is?
Um,
I don't know if you'll get it or not. I don't talk
trying
about
to
it too
think
much.
of. Okay, let me get three guesses.
Okay, three guesses.
It's either Norway,
Nope.
no, not Japan. Germany.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hey,
Germany. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of the Germany one.
I was also gonna say Italy. That was gonna be my last
Okay.
one.
So I'm a big fan of the German pavilion because the beer garden restaurant. It's probably my favorite restaurant on Disney property, I would say. Just I enjoy all the food there, and of course it's a buffet, so you can just indulge yourself in German food.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of choices for you too. Whether it's the pretzels, the beer, the popcorn, and the what is it called? Taffy? Was that what they
Oh
have?
yeah. But so another thing I like about the restaurant though is I would say the performance. Did you ever eat at the Beer Garden?
I didn't.
So they, I guess it's like a original German music. So they use all the instruments and they explain what each instrument does.
That's cool.
And so yeah, it's really cool. And probably a classic thing is when you raise your glass and they go ticky tacky ticky tacky.
And
Oi,
what does that
oi,
mean?
Oi. I don't know what it means,
Oh,
but it's just fun to do.
yeah, that is fun to do.
But yeah, so and then this past time I finally got to try the beer there,
Yeah.
and it's really good. The German beer,
Oh, the Schafferhofer,
yes,
the grapefruit beer.
Yep.
It's good, but it sits heavy in your stomach.
it's really good to me.
Okay, so what would you rate the Germany Pavilion 1 to 10?
Well, it's my favorite, so I'd say 10.
All right. Well, I'd
No
give
room
Mexico
for
an
improvement.
11. So
11, wow.
I'm just counting the pavilions really quick. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 pavilions. Okay, so do you want to really quick rank these?
Sure.
Okay, so there's Mexico, Norway, China, Germany. Here, I'm just going to send you this link.
Okay, does Morocco count as one? Do they count that?
Yeah,
I'd probably say that's my lowest.
I agree.
I don't know. There's just really not much there.
Morocco has
it's
room
not.
for
It's not
improvement.
anything against Morocco, like
No,
the
yeah,
actual
definitely.
country.
It's just
Yeah.
the way it's set up. There's not much to do there.
But I did. So something interesting I learned was that Disney brought in architects from these actual countries to design the pavilions. So it was
That's
actually
cool.
So it actually looked like architecture from those countries, which is really cool.
You know, instead of ranking these and possibly making people upset, what would be a country you would add?
An ad. It's a good question.
I know a lot of people want to add Greece. And
Well,
a lot of people-
they are adding Brazil.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
They're adding that, which that could be interesting because there's unique food there,
Yeah.
and it could be really good. But a country I would add. What'd you say? Did you say yours already?
I'm not sure yet. I'm still thinking about it.
I think
Ireland would be cool.
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
No, I'm just kidding. Absolutely not. Well, there's no love for like Australia. That's a different part of the country. That's a different part of the world that you don't really get a lot of. No,
Wait, what did you say again?
Australia.
Oh, yeah, that could be cool.
I was joking about Antarctica. No one lives there. You get penguins walking around.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose.
I'd go with Australia because that would be something unique. I think you could have like a small building that one in Sydney.
I think I'd probably say Ireland. I looked it up. So this is the theme park tourist ranking. They
Okay.
said this is by Kevin Cyrus. Ireland, Greece, Brazil, and India. And then the next page. Australia, Egypt, Switzerland, and Jamaica.
Okay, gotcha.
Egypt could actually be pretty cool.
Egypt would be interesting.
Because they could make the... someone said they could do a Nile River cruise. That'd be really cool.
Egypt, they could totally just throw in a couple pyramids.
Yeah, and I could totally see people just being happy with that. Like, I could see a lot of Instagram pictures coming out of Egypt and Epcot.
Yeah. I mean, people would... It would look like they're in Egypt if they're just standing in front of some pyramids.
Right. I mean, I don't know. It's just really cool how Epcot really brings you into the country that
you can submerge yourself into.
You really
the country.
can. And like with the food you're eating, with the smells you're getting, the performances, they do a really good job making you feel like you're there.
It's a unique theme park, that's for sure.
It's really cool how with Morocco you can see the Tower of Terror in the background, and they themed it to where it looks like Morocco. Mm-hmm. You know about that, right?
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Okay. Yeah, it's really cool. But I don't know. I'm just trying to think about what would be cool. I don't even know, where would they add this next country? Where are they adding Brazil?
I don't know where they're adding Brazil, but I know they have a couple slots available, and they did that on purpose in case they wanted to add more countries.
Oh, I guess I can picture it now. There's some shops that are
there's just some shops that fill the empty space between countries.
I think one's by Germany.
Places. Yeah.
One's by that bridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm surprised you didn't bring up Canada at all.
Me?
Yeah, you're a big fan of Canada.
Yeah, I love Canada. I don't think the pavilion is very great.
They're redoing the show, though, right?
Oh yeah, the O Canada show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never saw it when I was there. Surprisingly,
I always wanted to go to that steakhouse at Canada.
Yeah,
but I know it was really expensive.
Yeah,
so never made it there.
It's cool. They have a lot of flowers over there, so it looks really nice. But I don't feel like it's as extravagant as like Mexico or honestly any of the other ones. Even it just looks normal, kind of.
Well, also the America Pavilion. It's
kind
of just normal.
Kind of just normal. More colonial, I suppose, but like
that's
still
true.
Just normal, just like Bud Light beer and everything.
One that's kind of upsetting. I feel like they could have done the UK Pavilion a little better.
Yeah, I think it does it justice to where it does look like the UK.
You said Ireland. Ireland's kind of included in that pavilion a little bit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because that's where I got my Guinness hockey jersey. And it
that's where you got that?
Yeah. Dublin, Ireland on it.
I wish that they still had Pooh meeting over there, but I guess that not enough people knew he was over there.
They have Mary Poppins over there.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah. I feel like they had someone else too, but no, yeah, they for sure have Mary Poppins.
They're doing the flower festival right now, so they have all the.
Well, it's over now.
Oh, it's over now, but they had all the like the bushes carved out like different characters.
I gotta say that was really cool when I saw it. How they were able to do that, it's pretty
crazy.
Amazing. But so if you haven't seen the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot, that's something to see.
Yeah, and the food and wine.
Food and wine is so good.
Yeah, but I think that'll pretty much bring us to the end of the episode. As always, make sure to follow us on social media. We've got our Instagram at Cast Conversations and our Twitter at Cast Convo. Give us a like on Facebook, and just make sure to stay tuned with everything we post. We've been posting a lot more. We have Trisha posting a lot, and we'll have a lot of news coming out. Hopefully, we can get a little more input from you guys. See what you guys like.
Yeah, give us a review, whether it be on Apple Podcasts or whatever you're using to listen
to. Facebook.
Yeah, you can review us on Facebook on our page, but DM us as well and let us know what you think. And we're very curious to hear. You can be brutally honest with us if you want. We don't mind.
We just want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Let us know if you like the longer podcasts like this, up in the 40-minute range, or if you like 10-minute podcast, or if you like a 20-minute podcast. Just let us know. Just let us know. Talk to us.
Yep, we want to hear from you guys.
But all right, it was fun hanging out with you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Yep, thank you guys.
Bye.